After 12 turns at Rock of the Marne, the Allied forces finally drove the last German unsupplied defenders out of Soissons. The rest of that northern salient, there wasn't enough supply to make an attack down in the south of it. Over here, that German unit in the trenches has caused far too much damage, and they simply can't attack it anymore. There just aren't the troops over there to try to do that. They're looking at trying to break through down in the corner, but that's probably going to be reinforced too. Well, maybe not. There's nothing coming this turn. Over down near Chateau Thierry, the Allies concluded an attack up here in the mountains, which was successful, and now there's kind of a breach in the German line. Something's got to be done about that, there's no question, because these units to the south are in extreme danger. Given that we've already had to pull out of the south here, I think the Germans are going to give up that 3 victory points down near Montmiral. There was also an attack quite a ways south of Epernay down here. Germans took 3 steps to the Allied 1, but there was enough little units there that they could absorb that, and everything's at a standstill here, still near Chalon. Actually pulling off, this is a good headquarters because it has 2 combat shifts. There isn't much over on this side with that, just 1 corps headquarters. See what the Germans can do to rectify their situation. Right now, if they give this up and nothing else moves, the game's a tie. So that's how close it is right now, because it doesn't look like anything's guaranteed to budge other than that, and holding that looks just too hard to do. Halfway through turn 13, the only real issue here is that the Germans pulled back into this mountainous terrain to hold the line here that they think they can get. They're going for that stalemate at this point. They've given up the Montmiral region. And yeah, pretty much they just have to hold their lines, stretching all the way down to there, across the river, and then this. And if they can do that, they get a stalemate out of it, which isn't bad given the situation, I guess. Alright, at the end of 13, it looks like the Allies are going to get a victory out of this. They pierced the German line here, which doesn't mean a lot. There's probably not enough time to get to a victory point hex from there. But it is going to force the Germans to pull back, which, you know, it's kind of cool. Oops, forgot an attack here. This doesn't matter much. I haven't calculated this one out. I'll be hitting that. I just didn't notice it, because I was so excited about this one. They reconstituted a tank that came from way over here, and I'm not happy with this happening, to tell you the truth. But from what I can understand, hey, you can build it wherever you like. They rebuilt the tank and were able to push through into Epernay, even though they lost the air duel. You know, the Germans just don't have that much staying power to be able to withstand the attacks. And it ended up at about 4-1 total, including the tank shifts. Nothing over near Chateau Thierry. But there was another attack along the line here, where the Brits and French managed to do a lot of damage to the German defenses down there. That 1 lone Strauss trooper left. They're also positioning themselves along the north to try to threaten this victory point hex and maybe the ones in the mountains. Still gotta handle this battle, but that's not too big a deal. So just to catch that battle, even though with all the shifts and everything, the Allies ended up on the 5-1 table, they got one hit on the Germans, which is all they needed. There was only one step there, although a big one. But they took 3-step losses and a retreat. How did this happen? Well, the 5-1 table has some pretty crappy results on it. Halfway through turn 14, the Germans managed to recapture that hex in Epernay, destroy the armor. They got a good roll over on the 6-1 chart, and took no losses. They used air, artillery, everything. They have some exploit movement I want to do with those guys. But otherwise, I'm laying down air support to help defend the Epernay hex, as well as down here near Chateau Thierry. I threw some air support here that covers both that and the southern part of their bulge. They did pull back a little bit out of the trench line, try to cover this area a little better. So here we are just before the last turn on Rock of the Marne. What happened? French attacks down in the salient got driven back with the machine guns. They also failed at Epernay, taking horrendous losses attacking there. Bad roll, lost the interception, all kind of bad stuff. German line in place here. Another failure by the French attack. And now I noticed something, we have a success. The Allies made a success here, further probably going to force the German line a little back. Not likely enough to ever get them to this victory point hex. But the thing I noticed was that Soissons is only worth 2 victory points. Epernay, all 3 city hexes are worth something, so that's worth 3. So actually the Germans were in the lead by a point, but the French took this hex, which is worth 2. And so right now it looks like it's going to be an Allied victory by a single point, unless of course they can get enough force to take another hex here. They're not going to take Epernay, that's pretty clear. The assault on Chateau Thierry looks unlikely. So, or Thierry. I'll probably be loading up another video so that I can give a review for this anyhow, and I'll do the last turn on that one.